It's time to BS.
Well, so I wasn't expected to be recording today because, you know, it's Easter. And if you hear background noise, I want to apologize because I'm currently in the new studio. Well, it's where all the recording equipment is, so I got to do this here. And my laundry's going, so we got a washer dryer unit in here. It's freaking amazing. And, you know, I want to preface this by saying this. I love this place. I really do. But the echo in here is friggin' terrible. So if you hear an obnoxious echo, I want to apologize. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Isle of BS, a New York Islanders podcast, part of the Time to BS family of shows and Belly Up in Sports. From the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York, my name is Dan Cruz. I'm the captain of this fine ship. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at Daniel Smooth, and follow the podcast at Time to BS Podcast. Clips of the show at Time to BS Podcast on TikTok. Don't forget, like, rate, and review, subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, YouTube, and a Belly Up and Friends. Follow the official Time to BS Podcast Facebook page. Just search Time to BS Podcast. Gaming content's here. Don't forget, we'll be bringing that back soon, eventually. Engage in those comments for those that are tuning into every live stream whenever these are out. And BS Sessions Volume 60, the Solo Files Part 2, is coming soon. But before we go on to the meat and potatoes of this program, because you could probably guess just by watching the title of this fine program, you know what we're going to talk about. Before we get to that, here's a reminder. This show ain't free. So, here's a quick ad break before we get things started. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
All right. So let's get to the meat potatoes of this fine episode while we are here. So it's Easter. Happy Easter for those who celebrate. You know, if you want to get a good laugh, I don't know what is it about you people on Twitter. Every friggin' year, you guys are so creative. You come up with the most creative Easter memes. It's fan-friggin-tastic. So if you ever want a good laugh, just search Easter memes. Just go look up for some Easter memes that are on Twitter. You know, my personal favorite that I've seen is if you guys have seen Drake and Josh, you know, Drake, where's the body of Christ? It's supposed to be right there, man. You're supposed to guard the tomb. It's fantastic. I love those memes so much. They're an absolute delight. But while we're here, let's get into this. This will be a quick episode. We got breaking news on the Department of BS and on the NHL front. The New York Islanders, with 4 games remaining in their season, have decided to make a move. Patrick Waugh, after 2.5 years as the head coach of the New York Islanders, is out. His replacement, Peter DeBoer. Okay. My initial thought was, huh? And what? Because let me preface it by saying this. I thought Patrick Waugh in 2.5 years did as good of a job as he could have done with the talent that was given him. You're not wrong nor incorrect. You're not wrong or right when you say the Islanders have a half-decent roster, because they do. They have a half-decent roster. They've been hammered by injuries this season to some of their top guys. Alex Romanov, Kyle Palmieri being two of them. Both have been out for the season, and Semyon Varlamov, one of their goaltenders, has been out for the season as well. So you really can't put too much blame on that on him. You really can't. However, the defense and to a certain point, the goaltending has collapsed in the last month, maybe month and a half or so. So we knew that if they didn't make the playoffs, being the Islanders, and they're in a half decent position, not great, not terrible, half decent. If they didn't make the playoffs, I thought everyone would assume a coaching change would be made. The last month or so, it hasn't been pretty. It really hasn't. And I think any rational fan of this franchise would know it to be true. Here's where first they lost me. They hired Peter DeBoer. At first, I said to myself, why would you hire the guy who has ran his rear end out of town? Granted, has had success wherever he's gone, most notably Dallas and to a certain degree San Jose and New Jersey. But he's had terrible falling outs wherever he's gone. Most notably Dallas recently. With the Jake Ottinger situation, basically, throwing his goaltender out under the bus, and it's a whole other situation, can of worms we don't need to open up right now. I have since sweetened up on this, where Peter DeBoer has been to the Cup final twice, with New Jersey in 2012 and 13. And 2012, when he lost in 6 to the Los Angeles Kings. And in 2016 with San Jose, where he lost to Pittsburgh. He's a winner wherever he goes. And in the last 8 seasons, he's been to the conference final 6 times. My issue is there's 4, I think everyone would agree with this. There's 4 games remaining in the season. Unless you have 110% confidence that they're making the playoffs and they're probably going to go on a deep run, I don't know how you make this move now. But maybe that's just me talking on my ass. But I don't know. This just seems really weird to me. Now, let's also preface it by saying this is not a, hey, 4 games, for only 4 games of the season, you're the head coach of the Islanders. From what we know, there is term to this deal. He's got a 4-year contract. It's 4 games in 4 years. So he's going to be the head coach at least for the next 2 or 3 years. The fan base is very torn on this. And I've seen the reaction where the fan base is like, I don't understand why you make this move. Because it just doesn't make a drop of dang sense. But then you look further through the grapevines and you realize Toronto, the Maple Leafs, have had their eyes on Peter DeBoer for a while. And I believe if the Leafs were going to make a coaching change and bring in DeBoer, they would have done it by now. But they didn't, and it's whatever. The fact that they brought this guy in, the Islanders, shows that, hey, we're serious on making this move. And they've also probably have had this on their minds to fire Patrick Waugh for a while. And now they get his replacement with 4 games left in the season. They're out of a playoff spot currently because Philadelphia's taking their place. They got 90 points. The Islanders have 89. So by the end of next week, they could probably sneak into the playoffs. Who knows? I don't freaking know. The other reason that I'm not at a loss for words. I'm trying to find ways to kind of soften the situation for me where I feel like this would make a drop of dang sense. Because truthfully, as a lifelong fan, you expect this franchise to make some stupid decisions. But at the same tier of point, my expectations for the club are, let's just see where this goes. And that's where I'm at right now. I want to see where this goes. And if it works, great. If not, okay, fine. Because they have a foundation, the club. They do. The Islanders have a full-blown foundation, what they have. It revolves around Matthew Schaefer, Ilya Sorokin, Matt Barzal, Bell Horvat, and like 3 other guys. And if they're they're probably a year or 2 away from being freaking good, from really freaking good. If they don't make the playoffs, fine. If they do, okay. Another issue I have is the fan base that is in doomsday mode every freaking week. Because this fan base that has cried and screamed for the last year, since last year, how they wanted Lou Lamoriello fired. They finally got him fired. Oh, let's bring in Matthew Darsh, blah, blah, blah. His young will become a GM. And now there's a chunk of the fan base that wants him fired. Why? Because you really think you can run the franchise better than Matthew Darsh? Okay, fine. Go do it then. This is stupid. It's so stupid how, listen, I understand you're a fan. I get it. And you're entitled to your opinion. You have a right to your opinion and your viewpoint as a fan. I understand that. But this is ridiculous how you want a guy fired after 1 season. Because why? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. But I have a love-hate relationship with the fans. I really do. But, well, that was just my thoughts. I want to get this out of there quick and easy and share my honest-to-God thoughts. But for everyone that's out there that says, hey, the Islanders are, they're not making the playoffs, the season's over, blah, 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 like on Twitter and Reddit, you people need to calm down. You guys need to calm down because it must be really hard being that so freaking miserable. It must be really hard being that miserable of a person. Because I don't get it half the time. I really don't. Because you people that claim to be fans and yet are in doomsday mode every friggin' week it's just, I personally want to remove your fan card from this situation here. How could you not want your team to win? How? If you honestly think you can run the team better, go do it. See where it goes. And when you get fired, we'll all laugh in your face. Whatever. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share my thoughts are on Patrick Law being fired and, Peter DeBoer being hired. So that's it. Anyway, well, you know where to find me, at Daniel Smooth on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. Thank you for tuning into this edition of ILBS. My name is Dan Cruz. I'm coming to you from the beaches of Long Island, New York, and I'll see you all in this life, most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone. Have a good night.